Hello everyone, I am SST Showstopper and today is the 14th of January 2024. Now, I spoke earlier about this shadow success and what it's all about, what it entails, the different elements of it. There are way more elements to it, but I just gave you a brief snippet just so people can have a clear understanding of many things that do take place around the world. And it's not just in entertainment. There's something that I want you guys to point out. I've been watching some things on social media and I'm seeing what's happening. I'm seeing things and I want you guys to notice something. When was the last time you guys heard of Rvssian and putting out a great riddim that went, has been doing well and stuff like that? When was the last time? A very good while, right? Especially in English, especially on the Jamaican soil, a very good while. Now, don't you find it strange that all of a sudden Rvssian come and he returned with an old riddim that, that was, I think, go-go riddim, something like that. And then he comes back with the riddim and call it Dirty Money Riddim. He rename it. And he happened to get all the artists on the riddim. And, all of their songs are trending. They're trending in the space and stuff like that. And it's popular on social media. And you guys don't find anything strange about that. The guy just appear back on the scene and it's at the top. Yeah, we know that he has a billion stream in some Spanish country somewhere. And yes, we know that. He was the one who break Jay-Z, Kanye West and all that. Yes, we know that. Okay, yeah, I'm using hyperbole because that's how you guys make it seem. But in any event, I find it very strange that he would come back on the local scene. And when he come back, he renamed an old riddim. And in renaming the old riddim, I don't think Vybz Kartel is on it. I don't think him and Vybz Kartel are still friends or close as they used to be. However, there are so many artists who aren't friends are on the same riddim. So many artists who don't see eye to eye are on the same riddim. So many artists, producers, promoters, all these type of people are coming out. We see selectors even gone on the riddim and stuff like that. All the persons out of the woodwork suddenly want to jump on this riddim. Not only that, we have seen what the riddim has caused. So many persons to fall out. So many persons who had old beef start having new beef. People are apologizing to Rvssian who weren't friends with him or who perhaps wouldn't see themselves apologizing to him. And it has caused one of the biggest clash out there in dancehall space. And that's between Steff London and Jada Kingdom. Now, sometimes when nothing is too good to be true, it most likely is. And I'm seeing something that there is something strange about the riddim. If you don't know, I think Rvssian took that riddim to an unholy place. And he's gaining from it. But what it comes with, it's not pretty. What it comes with is certainly not pretty. For so many persons to be joining you, it's just like this pastor who spoke, or this African pastor who spoke once about how his uncle became a successful pastor and the things that his uncle did. He took himself to an unholy place and he wanted members by any means necessary. And the person told him what to do. And he said, people are going to come. You're going to generate a lot of members. But upon generating a lot of members, they're not going to come because they want to hear the word of God. They're going to come because they have something that they want you to help them with. And that was the congregation that he found himself with. And it was very large in many countries on the African continent. And so looking into this and what Rvssian has brought forward in the public space, what the riddim has caused, I think it was Jeffrey that spoke about it. And there's merit to his argument. The riddim is a problem. For so many things to be happening in this one space. The riddim is the problem. The riddim is the problem. There's something wrong with that riddim. I don't like where it's going. I mean, yes, the clash was good. I guess it's ended. The clash was good. It puts the two females out there. And it helps to put dancehall out there. But I guess they didn't clash on the riddim to begin with. Steff London was the one who recorded this track on the riddim to Jada Kingdom. However, besides that, I don't see the good that is forthcoming on this riddim. There's way too much problems, way too much issues, way too much discrepancy. That does not look good. That doesn't sound good. And, sometimes an inanimate object is really the problem. Or what exactly is it that is latching on to the inanimate object that the naked eye cannot see? Sometimes that's the issue. You understand? We have seen this. We have heard about it. We have heard about, if you guys don't know, Robert Johnson is the one who started the futuristic way of playing a guitar. That all you see the white rock stars are using. The method that these white rock star use, how they play the guitar. It started by an African American by the name of Robert Johnson. The history surrounding Robert Johnson, how he began playing the guitar that type of way, is out there for you to see. You understand me? He went to an unholy place just the same. There are so many stories that have come out of people who do these kind of things. I saw a film once, and it was a guy who wanted to do music. It was the same thing. He wanted to do music. And there was this instrumental that was out there. And there's something that they conjured with the instrumental. And when they conjure it up, it latches onto it. So whoever it is that record on the instrumental, it's just something just happened to them, and it's like an accident. But it turned out to be very fatal. It turns out to be fatal. You understand? So sometimes it's not you, it's not the artists themselves, it's not the people who are involved. Sometimes it's the rhythm, it's the inanimate object, it's whatever it is that is latching onto it that we can't see with our naked eye. You understand me? I always say if something is too good to be true, it most likely is. And I think it's an example or a prime example of this shadow success that I speak of. You can't see that it is really a farce. You can't see that there is something behind it that is pushing it, because the naked eye simply won't be able to see that. You understand? But if you're a spiritual person, you can comprehend that what's in front of you is glamour, is filter, is something that is really not there. You understand? Media. I spoke about this. That's why I always say my channel isn't for everybody. And I have no issue with that, because it doesn't cater for a wide audience of people who function and think on a limited scale. You understand? Media. The word media, a lot of people think it's Greek. I think somewhere in etymology, they say that it's Greek. It's actually not. It's a Phoenician word for a group of people who are called Midianites. You understand? And what they did, they put glamour out there. So you could be standing here and floating around and stuff like that when they're really on stage. That's how they used to trick people. You understand me? They could be here and it looks like a glamorous, beautiful woman standing in front of him when it's a large 300-pound man. That's what they did back then. That's what the Midianites did. They were great at magic. They were great magicians. And so it trickles down into the 21st century right now, wherein we see social media out there and we see that's where your filter comes from, your glamour, the airbrush, all of these kind of things, the Photoshop, that's where it comes from. You understand? So we see all these kind of things. The people who develop all these kind of things, they tap into it. They know more than you. They don't care if you don't believe in it. That's what they want. They actually don't want you to believe in it, because that's how the great devil works. You understand? It wants you to not believe, because he can do anything around you, you're not going to believe. You understand me? He can do anything and get away with it, because you're automatically going to think it's something else. So that's what media and the Midianites were all about. And today we're seeing it in social media space. And I'm thinking that there's something that is latching onto the instrumental on the dirty money rhythm. And that's where so many people are having fallout. So many people are having so many problems and issues and this and that. And it's just not coming together. Like, you can't point your finger on it to say what it is. So many persons are onto it, because Jeffrey has said it. I think another vlogger had said it's curse. You understand? The rhythm is curse. So they're onto something. You understand me? But they just simply can't put their finger on it. And I'm saying that it is the same thing. I strongly believe that, because if it's too good to be true, once again, it most likely isn't. You understand me? It most likely isn't true. And I always say one thing, the devil is a great lie. You understand me? That's why I name my channel SS Devil Advocate, not SS The Devil Advocate. You understand? And I explain what my channel is about. And this is one of the prime example of why I name my channel as is, because it showcases a lot of things that you really can't see sitting in plain sight. And I think there's something centered around that rhythm. I think there's something very spooky about that rhythm. Why is it causing so much issues? Why so many things are happening? So many things are happening in this space. You understand me? You have, as Jeffrey say, a blind man can now see because he see. You know, we all know that he's speaking metaphorically. But come on. a lot of things just sounds a little bit spooky. It just sounds eerie. It sounds weird. You understand? It sounds very weird. And that's what I'm trying to get the audience to see. My audience, the intellectual people. So I don't want you to come under my comment section with your foolery, with your nonsensical thought process and believe that it's going to remain there. I'm simply going to delete it, and I most likely will block you from posting so you can't make any comment, because I don't make time for foolishness. You understand? So for the well-thinking persons out there, I think this is something that you guys need to look into. I think this is something that you guys can talk about or something, or have a discussion about it. But let me know. If you differ from me, you can let me know. But I just strongly believe that there's something very spooky about it. If you guys want to know more, you can also research on John Todd. There's a guy by the name of John Todd, or there was a guy by the name of John Todd, who in the early 1970s, I think this is around 1972, 1973, he was the first person who decided to unleash a whole lot of information about the music industry. He spoke that he came from a family of witches, that they were from England and they fled to the United States when, witches were being persecuted. And he spoke about his name, and he changed his name. We also saw that in a movie. He spoke about what his previous name was. I'm not going to mention it. And they changed it to Todd. In the movie, where there's a movie with starring, I think, Vin Diesel. And they mentioned that name in the movie. And one of the witches were brought to a court, and he said that he doesn't recognize the authority that's in front of him and whatever. So he's not going to bow, he's not going to bend at the knee to them because of such. And a whole lot of things began happening in the movie. But that same name, don't you find it a little bit too close to comfort? If all of what John Todd had said on his interviews and all of that they keep removing from social media, if all of what John Todd was saying in the film or in the release of the information that he gave back then, I find it very strange that in the 2000s of mid, there came a movie that was speaking about the same thing. There came other series that had the same name in it that they spoke of. You understand me? That guy unleashed a whole lot of things about the music industry, and he spoke that a true Christian and a true religious believer, you cannot put a spell on him, but you can get them to put a spell on themselves. And he spoke how rock music came about, the purpose of rock music, the purpose of all this type of music and what. And he spoke about other music that are going to come out, because not everybody's going to be reached through rock music and stuff like that. And he spoke about so many things. He called so many names. He called all the major corporations out there and what they were doing. Not to go off on a tangent, but I'm just relating it back to music and let you guys know. John Todd was the first person to unleash all this information about the music. And I'm thinking that I'm relating it. I'm sorry, calm down. I'm thinking I can relate it back to the dirty money riddim, because there's just something very spooky about such riddim for it to be creating so much upheaval on social media, where so many people are going at it, so many people are falling up, people are suddenly apologizing to people that you have never heard before, all this kind of manifestation taking place. You don't see that there's a great mystification around this riddim. If you don't see it, then something is wrong with you. Probably you need to remain asleep. The fool we will have with us always. So the wise can't escape it. You understand me? But what sometimes you just keep it to yourself and leave it and just send the fool a little further. That's all I have to say. Thank you for your time. I'll be back. Enjoy your day. God bless you.